It's a beautiful Monday, and there's a lot to discuss on the Golden State Warriors front. That's why we're here. You're watching Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Sr. Thank you so much for being here. On the show today, latest on Draymond Green, and could Klay Thompson realistically get dealt? NBA free agency's coming up on Friday. Things are about to get crazy, and because of that, that's why you subscribe to the channel. We are closing in on 60,000 subscribers. We're a little less than 4,000 people away, and every single move that the Warriors make under this new regime, we're going to discuss it right here on the program. You don't want to miss it. How do you not miss it? You subscribe, turn on your noties for year-round coverage of the Dubs. Let's begin today's show with the latest on Draymond Green. This is a major report, especially when it comes from the likes of a guy like Marc Stein, one of the more respected basketball insiders covering the NBA. He said that strong signals that the Warriors are headed toward a multi-year deal with Draymond Green. So let me say that again. Strong signals that the Warriors are working toward a multi-year deal with Draymond Green. I think I got it out better the second time. Here's what Marc Stein had to say recently. I continue to hear nothing but strong confidence emanating, great word, from the Bay Area that an agreement on a multi-year deal for Green to stay right where he's always been is forthcoming. A 3-year deal, league sources say, is a popular current projection for the 33-year-old. Now, I've seen a lot of you in the comment section saying, Draymond Green, worth around $100 million. He's not worth that. He's 33 years old. He sucks offensively. Here's why re-signing Draymond Green makes a lot of sense in my opinion. He's still an elite defensive player. The Warriors were one of the worst defensive teams in the NBA last year. How are they going to get better without the services of Draymond Green on the defensive end of the floor when he can guard every single position from the opposing lineup? In re-signing Green, it maintains your championship culture. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, a little bit more passive as far as their leadership goes. That's not the case with Draymond Green. Sometimes you just need a guy who's going to call others out on their bullshit. That's what Draymond does. The offense, everybody wants to talk about how it runs solely through Steph Curry. That's not the case. How does Steph Curry get free? How does he spring open? Sometimes it's the screen from Draymond. It's the dribble handoff from the top of the key. It's that fake dribble handoff, then the action in which he passes it somewhere else, or he finds a backdoor cutter. Draymond is that point forward from the high post, and it's a very important role on this Warriors team. And Draymond already has an old man game, so he's 33 years old. He's getting a little bit older, but he plays an old man game, so it's not like he needs crazy athleticism to be successful. And Steph at 35 years old, is he showing signs of decline? I would say no. So what that tells me, this championship window for the Warriors could be open for the next couple of years. You need Draymond Green on this team for the championship window to stay open. Mike Dunleavy Jr., Warriors' new general manager, in case you've been under a rock and you don't even know that Bob Myers is gone. He is. Mike Dunleavy Jr. is now making the roster decisions. He said this, I think Steve Kerr has said it, and I'll reiterate it. We really want Draymond back. What he means to this organization, this team, in terms of trying to win at the highest level, we feel like we have to have him. That's very important. So if you read the tea leaves here, and that's always important this time of the year, after the draft, going into free agency, Steve Kerr has said, we're not a championship team without Draymond Green. Now you have Mike Dunleavy Jr. saying, we need Draymond Green. Why I think it's important for the Warriors to bring back Draymond, think about this, right? In the thick of the NBA playoffs, you're going up against some of the best players in the NBA, taking on some really legitimate teams. And if you're in a back alley brawl against some of these tough teams to play in the Western Conference now, like let's say the reigning NBA champion Denver Nuggets next year, you need fearless dogs with you. And there's a great quote out there. If you're going to piss like a puppy, stay on the porch and let the big dogs eat. Draymond Green is a big dog. He's a critical component to the Warriors' success, winning the 4 championships in now 10 years, and he's going to be critical to the Warriors' success as we move forward as well, from the on-court style in which they play with to the locker room culture as well. And Draymond still has plenty of gas left in the tank. He is a guy who every single night is going to score the basketball, rebound it, dish it out, and the field goal percentage is solid. Would I like him to shoot more threes and make more threes? No doubt. But can you count him in for 8.5 points, around 7 rebounds, and 7 dimes, night in, night out? For sure. And he's a perfect complement next to Steph Curry. And I don't think that the Warriors would have went on this dynastic run if it weren't for the services of Draymond Green. So today's poll question is this, and I want to hear from everybody down below in that comment section. Can the Dubs win a title next year without Draymond Green? Let me know. W for yes, L for no. Speaking of NBA free agency, I will be helping to lead it here under the Chat Sports umbrella on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. Of course, here on Warriors Today, because I do cover all 30 teams of the NBA. Our coverage begins on Friday at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. And we're going to basically talk about every single move that happens. You don't want to miss it. Subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. We round out today's show with this, and we're going to talk about this more in depth coming up around the corner. Could Klay Thompson get traded? Multiple rumors have circulated about his future with the Warriors. Hang tight for that. But first, how about this deal? This Dubs t-shirt combo is on sale right now, 50% off. How do you get that deal? You have to use the link at the bottom of your screen right below me. It's chatsports.com/Dubs combo. You get the traditional blue Warriors shirt with the white Warriors shirt, and you get both of them as part of this combo. 50% off. Use that link right down below. Jack, is this for our little YouTube short here? So let's round out today's show with Klay Thompson here. And you think about Klay and his future with the Warriors and everything that he's been able to accomplish. And Jack, you can come to me here. Why would the Golden State Warriors ever entertain trading Klay Thompson? Well, over the last couple of years, he's shown some signs of athletic decline. That certainly happened after the torn ACL and the torn Achilles. He did have a rebound regular season in which some of his numbers were very reminiscent of what he was accomplishing in his prime. But then he struggled in the playoffs because I think he got a little bit tired. And he's also entering the final year of his deal. You have to ask yourself this question if you're running a business. In this case, if you're running a basketball organization. How is Klay Thompson going to age? And we can't afford to pay a guy a lot of money for past performances. We have to project into the future as well. And does the Warriors drafting of Brandon Podziemski signal the end of Klay Thompson? And does it show that the Warriors front office is planning for life after Klay? Because he does a lot of the same things that Klay Thompson does. Very good shooter, guy who can knock down shots off the catch and shoot, is more than a 40% shooter from downtown, and that's what Klay Thompson brought this team. Now, he's not the defender that Klay Thompson is or was, and at one point, Klay Thompson was one of the most elite wing defenders in this league, but offensively, Podziemski does a lot of the same things as Klay, and he'd be a lot cheaper. And I thought this was pretty interesting during the Bill Simmons podcast when he floated the idea of a Kevin Huerter trade from the Sacramento Kings to the Golden State Warriors, which would send Klay Thompson to the Sacramento Kings. A deal like that for a player who can do a lot of the same things as Klay, knock down three-pointers, and play a little defense, could save the Warriors $25 million this upcoming year, and you don't have to worry about paying Klay Thompson long-term, and you save money in the immediacy of the moment. You think about it from a business standpoint, that might make some sense. And what Klay's done over the last 4 years, you look at it, right? In 2022-2023, 69 games played, I like what I saw from him. 22 points per game, 43.5% from the field, 41% from three-point range on 10.5 three-point attempts per night. But in the playoffs, Klay Thompson really started to struggle. And is that a part of the decline that we're seeing from Klay when he had all of those vacant and open looks against the Lakers, but he couldn't cash in? So the numbers for Klay, really good this past year. The numbers for Kevin Huerter, for $25 million less, very similar, especially on this Warriors team. When you have other guys who can also put the biscuit in the basket. 15 points per game for Huerter, almost 49% from the field, 40% from three, and the three-point attempts, not as great as Klay, under 7. Colin Cowherd also did talk about the possibility of a Klay trade. They could bring back Klay, Steph, Peyton, Moody, the new kid Podziemski and Chris Paul. That's 6 guards, 50% of your roster for a team who felt too small last year. Really? This is why I think they should trade Klay Thompson. The kid Podziemski, healthier, younger, he can shoot. Bob Myers, the architect of this, had a lot of loyalty to all these players, but Mike Dunleavy Jr. does not. And as we pop up our last poll question, that is also important to talk about here. Mike Dunleavy Jr. isn't tied to some of these players, so he could trade them away without feeling the emotional stress of dealing away a franchise legend, because what is he trying to do? He's trying to usher in this new Warriors era while still bringing championships home to the Bay Area. And if that's what he has to do, that's what he has to do. Now, would I do it? I don't think I would, nor do I think the Warriors are going to trade Klay. I think he's been too iconic to the fabric of this Warriors history, but it's certainly interesting to talk about. So should the Warriors trade Klay? K for he's a legend. You have to keep him. That's the K part. Or V for trade. That's the value component of this. You think that the Warriors should bring him back. That's keep. You think they should trade him away. That's the good value there. So before we hop on out of here, another reminder, subscribe to the show. We are approaching 60,000 subscribers. For instance, to give you a peek as to how far we've been able to grow here on Warriors Today, I took over March of 2021, 13,000 subscribers. Now, a couple of years later, we're closing in on 60,000 subscribers. Join the Dub Nation family here at Chat Sports for year-round Warriors coverage, and we'll catch you next time here on the show. Thanks for tuning in.